8 for telling my brother he got exactly what he deserved when he pushed his girlfriend away for being a gold digger. My brother is a very hard working man, and at 27 he is now very wealthy and doing well for himself. Has been with this girl for 6 months, and throughout the time we have gotten close because we both like hair, makeup, and shopping. I never knew there was anything wrong with their relationship, except when she texted me last week saying she would love to hang out, but thinks it'll be inappropriate because her and my brother broke up. I asked her why, and she said she was sick and tired of auditioning to prove she was with him for the right reasons. She went on to say that my brother is paranoid after his money, so he would test her like one, leaving out his bank statements on their bed and getting upset when she picked it up, 2 going out to eat at high-end restaurants he requested, and leaving his wallet on home at purpose to make her pay the bill and prove she's not going out with him for money. 3 never buying her gifts and questioning her when she asks why he doesn't. I was shocked, so I had to hear my brother's perspective. We spoke, and he told me everything she said was true and that there's nothing wrong with making sure his girlfriend is with him for the right reasons. He said he left his bank statements on the bed and was peeking through the door to see if she would be curious, and when he saw her pick up the papers he knew in his gut she was using him for his money. So he set up the restaurant idea to see if she would get upset at paying a $500 bill, which she was. I asked him if he thinks her being an elementary school teacher cold contributed to her being upset at a $500 bill at a restaurant he wanted to go to, and he said no. He said the straw that broke was when she asked him why he hasn't bought her a single gift since they've started dating, when she bought him a gaming console and new rims for his car, and he knew she was just discreetly asking him to buy her an expensive gift. He confronted her and said he thinks she's with him for his money, so she said, "Let me do us both a favor," and dumped him and blocked him. Has upset about the gold digging bitch, and when I laughed he called me an asshole. He said I would never understand what it's like being a rich man and being used, and I get that concern, but I told him if he thinks any woman will be okay with his tests and auditions, has delusional as hell. If he doesn't want to be used for his money, he should start dating people as wealthy as him, or leave lower income people alone if he's not going to be genuine in his relationships unless they pass his test. Your brother's tests are flawed. 1. Leaving out his bank statements on their bed and getting upset when she picked it up. Papers on the bed. Let me glance at them to see if it's relevant to me, and if not, put them out of the way. 2. Going out to eat at high-end restaurants he requested and leaving his wallet on home at purpose to make her pay the bill and prove she's not going out with him for money. If he wanted her to buy dinner, go somewhere she can afford. No teacher I know would pay $500 for a dinner. That was his biggest asshole move. Edit. Wasn't done. 3. Never buying her gifts and questioning her when she asks why he doesn't. She bought him a gaming console and new rims for his car. Your brother is a massive asshole. The items she got him as gifts are not cheap, so I don't know where he gets off saying she is a gold digger. If anything, sounds like he is. NTA. All of this, from what it sounds like, has the gold digger here, regardless of how much money he has. That poor girl. I'd suggest if you like her enough and still want to be friends with her, it's fine. Just stay away from your brother when you're with her. I could be a millionaire and I'd still be pissed if I had to pay $500 for dinner. Hes very delusional for thinking people would be okay with those tests. I feel like nothing she cold done well stopped his thoughts of her. NTA. It kinda sounds like he's a gold digger tbh. Testing her would be taking her out to eat and getting separate tabs, not making her pay for everything, and leaving his bank statements on the bed and getting pissy that she looks. Hello. Everyone looks at papers just left on their bed. Heck, all of her reactions are normal and he's just acting like a brat. NTA. Something tells me that if your brother is driving a car with rims, he's not as rich as he thinks he is. Regardless, dude has a terrible relationship with the money he does have, and apparently a pretty low opinion of himself and what he has to offer. It'd be sad if he wasn't such an asshole. Your brother sounds like the gold digger. She has bought him 3 expensive items in 6 months. 1. Gaming console. 2. Rims for his car. 3. forced her to pay for a $500 dinner at a restaurant he insisted they eat at. Just because he has his own money doesn't mean he's not trying to get all of hers too. Many rich people are rich because they are tight-ass cheapskates who refuse to spend their own money. NTA. I hope you stay in touch with the ex-girlfriend. NTA. Your brother sounds like a miserly mess of man. He got what he deserves, and no woman with any self-respect is going to suffer that sort of treatment for very long. You may want to inform your brother that, if this is how he sees women, and thinks it's appropriate to treat them that way, that money is all he actually has to offer, so he should either straighten himself out, get good with being alone, or learn to love him some gold diggers, because that's all his attitude earned him. Here's an idea: if he's worried about her being with him for money, he could live a more modest lifestyle, find someone, and then reveal his wealth. It sounds like your brother is an entitled, arrogant prick. Almost sounds like he's trying to flaunt his wealth and hold it over her head, leaving bank statements out. Why did she buy him a gaming console if he has so much money? He's a big boy who can buy his own toys with his wealth. You're NTA and you're a good friend. Keep hanging out with your brother's ex. Just because he an AH doesn't mean you should lose a friend. Almost sounds like he's trying to flaunt his wealth and hold it over her head. I think his real reason for dating middle and lower class women is for this reason, so he can act like he's better than they are for having more money, and then mistreat them, because they probably just want his money. He wants someone he can put down and treat badly. He'd feel threatened by a woman who makes as much money as him, and she won't put up with his crap, because she won't need him. NTA. You know the type of women who will put up with his bullshit tests? The ones who are willing to do whatever it takes, because they only care about his money. They won't care about being treated like that if they think they'll get what they want in the end. Your brother needs to get his head out of his ass. Oh good grief. He spies on, dates, and deliberately entraps his girlfriend. He plays head games and messes with her psyche, and he calls her a gold digger. NTA. Your bro needs some serious time to reflect on how he treats people. NTA. Lol, those tests are so stupid and prove nothing. 1. If I saw papers on my bed, I'm gonna look at them and see what they are. 2. If I was invited to a restaurant that I don't want to go to and was told they'd pay for it and last moment made me pay for it, I would be pissed too, especially being a teacher and having to pay $500 for a dinner I didn't want. 3. Giving gifts are a common thing in relationships. They don't have to be expensive. He had no problem accepting her gifts. Also, I'm 100% sure he purposely ordered shit ton of things to increase the bill. Your brother isn't gonna find a girl with that attitude. He sound like a shitty person and has gonna go around thinking the reason why he's single is cause he's rich and every girl is a gold digger. Literally blame everyone except for himself. The good news is, your brother's little tests will successfully weed out any woman with even a shred of self-respect, which is exactly what he deserves. Ironically, I think the only type of person who would put up with this behavior is a con artist who really is after his money. He seems like the kind of person who expertly manufactures the exact result that he is hoping to avoid. I'm confused. Did he expect her to just lie on the statement like a cat? Also, he could choose not to live a lavish lifestyle while deciding if he wants a relationship with a woman, if his concern is legit. I have my doubts about that. NTA. And I hope you don't lose a friend because your brother is a jerk. NTA. It's ironic. True irony. That your brother's toxic approach to relationships is going to assure that the only woman he ends up with is a type of gold digging trash that will play along and put up with his shit just to get at his money. The restaurant test is ridiculous. If she doesn't pay it and storms out, she's a gold digger. If she does pay but complains or asks to be paid back, she's a gold digger. In what scenario does she come out to not be a gold digger? Forking out $500 for a meal with nary a whimper on a school teacher's salary? NTA. NTA. He is delusional and honestly, she should have walked after the $500 audition. He doesn't want her to dip into his money, and yet he had no problem accepting her money multiple times. Maybe he should pay her back, since he was pulling all those games. NTA. Honestly, these tests seem more like an excuse to be stingy. Also, refusing to get her presents to the point where she has never received anything at all from him? Question mark? Question mark? I'm surprised so many of the comments focus on the other things. Yes, getting stiffed on a $500 dinner bill sucks. But the whole never receiving anything actually hurt me more. Gifts don't have to be expensive. So this is just him being egotistical. NTA. I mean, most people who are not financially well off would be upset by a $500 bill being landed on them. Even if he was trying to test her. They are really poorly thought through tests. He sounds immature and arrogant. His attitude will land him with somebody who only puts up with him for his money. NTA. That poor girl. He really did them both a favor by being a paranoid asshole from the start rather than waiting until she cared. I feel so bad for her. God, your brother has massive issues with mistrust and paranoia. NTA. Your brother is obviously a massive asshole, and if I were you, I'd warn every woman he gets with for the foreseeable future. Tell them what he does to his girlfriends. I don't care if it's an asshole move to do that. Your brother is gaslighting and abusing by turning these situations around on the girl and making her think it's her fault. Your brother is an abuser and you need to tell him that he is. What he's doing is gaslighting. You invite someone out to eat equals you pay. You make an elementary school teacher pick up a $500 bill equals you're a massive asshole, and I hope a gold digger passes your tests and then takes half your shit after marriage. I'm disappointed. I was waiting for the part where your brother finds out she's secretly super rich and tries to get back with her, or ends up with a chick who passes all his tests, marries her and she takes him to the cleaners. But that didn't happen, and now I'm wondering what he got that he deserved. He broke up with her, seems to think he was in the right. There's no regret here to justify the title, but it sounds like she dumped him. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.